At the beginning of the play, Macbeth still holds on to his humanity. As the story goes on with this so-called prophecy, his delusion and other elements has become a tick on him. With this pull, Macbeth starts to descend his way to madness and ruthlessness. Macbeth still holds his humanity. His own thoughts that whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes my single state of man. The own act of murder is so unlike him that his own being wouldn't be able to do such an evil and unritual thing.
Two truths are told. As happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme, I thank you, gentlemen. The supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing it in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion? Whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs, against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smothered in sunrise, and nothing is but what is not.
Macbeth, saddened with the realization of the thought that the pure soul that gave him his title and his honor must be killed. Without Duncan, Macbeth is no one, though I have the spiritual prick of the sides of wide intent, but only vaunting my ambition which leaps itself and falls on thy other, saddened with the thought of dishonoring his own king. However, his own ambition is greater than his humanity and morality.
The consequence and catch, with his surcease success, that but this below, might be the be-all and end-all here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach. Bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice. To our own lips, he's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then at his host. Who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself? Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties, so meek hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown in the wind. I have no spur to pick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other.
Macbeth is finally starting to show his madness. Alone, is this dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have not yet see thy still. Is this his mind showing the step he's about to take, or the supernatural showing another descent to his madness?
Macbeth, go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she shall strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feelings as to sight, or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation?
Macbeth, speaking of what the prophecies is yet to come, what is right or what is wrong? They held him a lion, a father of kings upon my head. They placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip. Macbeth, thinking that he did all this work, all these bloodstains on his hands, was for nothing, if his kids won't be king. Yet the prophecy never states that his kids won't be king. Thy tick of madness and ruthlessness is starting to grow.
Macbeth, bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fees in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to the dauntless damper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he, whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put his name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like, they hailed him farther to the line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my gripe. Thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue I have filed in my mind, for them the gracious Duncan I have murdered. Put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them and mine eternal jewel, given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings.
Macbeth, now at the deepest of the darkest sea, like a fish in a pond, madness is natural, ruthlessness is his nature. Given thy edge of thy sword, his wife, his babies, and all unfortunate souls in that trace him in his line, no bouncing like a fool. Macbeth knows what needs to be done, facing it like a coward. Macbeth is now the unnatural.
Macbeth. Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is or took, unless the deeds go with it from this moment. The very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge o' the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are they, gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Macbeth, waiting for everything just to be done with. Madness and drained of his own sanity has become its own kingdom in his mind. Having no power to stop it, lets it flow like a river in the night. I lived long enough, my way of life is falling to the seer. Macbeth, paranoid, his own life leading him to his own death. Madness is now starting to build in his mind.
When I behold Satan, I say, this push will cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen to the seer, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor house would fain deny, and dare not say.
After hearing about Lady Macbeth's death, Macbeth has lost the only thing keeping him from falling as a king with his madness. Till a syllable of record time and all yesterday's lighted fools the way to dusty death. Macbeth, a fallen king without his queen, his own paranoia and thoughts keeping him company. Macbeth now has nothing to live for.
Satan. Wherefore was that cry? The queen, my lord, is dead. She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.